TV8, home of the Milan Cortina Olympics. Coverage begins February 6th, 2026. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
Deep divisions emerge over Guam's FY 2026 budget plan, with tough questions raised about fairness, funding gaps, and the island's financial future. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with the details coming up.
Gain's Spay and neuter program makes their way to the south this month to Talofofo, but a low turnout could impact operations. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama with the story coming up.
Around 1,500 coming out to Hagåtña for a Sablan family reunion. More on the event tonight. Hafa and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Thanks so much for ending your day with us. The FY 2026 budget for the government of Guam is sparking fierce debate at the Guam Congress building, with sharp divisions over spending, priorities, tax policy, and whether the plan strengthens or strains Guam's finances. Supporters say it's conservative and targeted, while Adaloop has branded it as a, quote, broken budget. Nevaeh Anderson reports.
Bill number 44, the $1.35 billion General Appropriations Act of 2026, funds each branch of our government, allocations for education, health, and public safety, and includes debt service for long-term projects. Chair for the Committee on Finance and Government Operations, Senator Christopher Dueñas, calls it disciplined.
Fiscal year 2026 budget is not a blank check. It's a disciplined plan. It is grounded in conservative revenue projections, not guesswork. And it is built on a simple principle. We do not spend what we do not have.
He adds that rolling back the business privilege tax from 5% to 4.5% signals that Guam is open for business, serious about growth, and that the government isn't going to, quote, tax it out of existence. But in a series of infographics by the governor's office, the administration says the rollback benefits just 680 of the island's highest earners, citing tax data showing companies making over $2 million a year would save more than $33 million. Their table puts total savings for businesses earning over $500,000 at $37.5 million a year. Adaloop adding, quote, their tax break by reducing the tax refund set aside by $12 million. Senator Chris Barnett echoes that concern, saying,
we're taking from some of the poorest people on our island, some of the most vulnerable, and we're giving it to these multi-million-dollar businesses.
Other senators point to what's missing from the budget. No direct funding for Simon Sanchez High School's reconstruction, a zero deposit to the rainy day fund, and no funding for a new hospital or prison. Senator Therese Terlahi.
I think we should consider that without these things being funded, that the bill is critically flawed, that we have not yet, the bill in no way addresses the impacts of federal funding cuts.
However, Dueñas says that the governor can still fund Sanchez through her 50% transfer authority, but Senator Tello Taitagui disagrees.
But one thing that was so surprising is the 50% transfer authority for the governor. 50%. I don't agree to that. It's our responsibility. This is our responsibility to appropriate funds.
Overall, supporters insist the budget is responsible, spreads investments, and avoids overspending. Opponents say it leaves critical needs underfunded. As of news time, the legislature continues their debate on the bill. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
And in other news, the long-awaited trial of Nicholas Wayne Moore is set to begin this week, more than 4 years after he was charged in nearly 5 years since the disappearance of 33-year-old Michael Castro. Jury selection began Monday morning before Superior Court Judge Maria Senzon. Moore faces charges of aggravated murder and first-degree murder with special allegations of using a deadly weapon. According to court documents, Castro was last seen alive on October 29, 2020. The next day, his car, riddled with bullet holes and stained with blood matching his DNA, was found in a Hoggett storage compound linked to Moore's family. Ballistics tied bullets from the car to a pistol found at Moore's home. Moore's co-defendant Troy Damian has since pleaded guilty to lesser charges in exchange for testifying against Moore. Damian allegedly told an informant the two killed Castro during a car chase on Cross Island Road and placed his body in a drum. He later led police to a remote jungle in Jigo where Castro's remains were discovered. Opening statements could begin as soon as the jury is seated. Correctional officers at the Manila Department of Corrections facility spotted suspicious activity through drone surveillance on August 10. Officers say inmate Henry Dean Nicholas was seen removing an item from his pocket and placing it on the ground. The item, a bench straw containing a white crystalline substance, tested positive for methamphetamine. Guam police took custody of the evidence and Nicholas was arrested. He is charged with illegal possession of a controlled substance and promoting major prison contraband, both felonies. The Guam Department of Labor is alerting residents about a scam circulating on Facebook, falsely claiming to offer, quote, Department of Labor grants. These posts are not from GDOL and are not connected to any legitimate government program. Scammers are posing as government representatives using the GDOL name on similar wording to appear credible. GDOL Director David De La Sola warns, quote, we do not offer any kind of individual grant assistance through Facebook. Now, if you see these posts or are contacted directly, do not share personal information. Report suspicious activity to the Office of the Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 671-475-2770. President Trump today declaring a public safety emergency in Washington, D.C., federalizing the city's police force and deploying hundreds of National Guard troops. It comes as statistics show violent crime is down in D.C.
In the nation's capital tonight, a dramatic change after crime scenes like these. President Trump declaring a public safety emergency, deploying 800 National Guard troops to D.C. and taking control of the district's police department.
This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back.
That federal takeover can last up to 30 days without congressional approval. The troops set to fan out across D.C. over the next week, the White House says, to protect federal assets and deter violent crime.
It's becoming a situation of complete and total lawlessness.
Even though crime statistics from the U.S. Attorney's Office in January said violent crime in D.C. was at a 30-year low, the police department says it was down 26% since last year.
So why do this now?
Crime has gone down. Gone down from what? Gone down from when? Crime is way too high in the district. And, you know, this namby-pamby response that, oh, crime is down. No, it isn't down for the people who are victimized by crime.
The head of the police union tells NBC News the crime stats have been manipulated, and any talk of a recent drop in crime is preposterous. Still, the D.C. City Council calls the federal police takeover a manufactured intrusion on local authority, and the mayor says it caught her off guard.
I don't want to minimize the intrusion on our autonomy.
The move comes after a former DOJ employee was attacked during an attempted carjacking last week. Over the weekend, the president ordered the deployment of nearly 500 federal officers around the district, leading to several arrests.
You know, he's taking federal control of the police, and that's just not okay. I feel like these are the sorts of things that you start to see in dictatorships.
Trump has deployed federal resources to cities before, including thousands of National Guard troops this summer to Los Angeles to quell immigration protests and thousands of others to the southern border. The president saying federal intervention in other cities like New York and Chicago could be next.
We're not going to lose our cities over this, and this will go further. We're starting very strongly with D.C., and we're going to clean it up real quick.
Go left.
Better?
Go right. How about now?
Still nothing. Uh-oh.
Tired of unreliable satellite internet? Switch to GTA Air Fiber. Faster and more affordable than Starlink. Get blazing speeds up to 500 Mbps for just $70 a month with no equipment to buy, free professional installation, and Plume Home Pass Wi-Fi included. Built for Guam, backed by award-winning local support. GTA Air Fiber. Ditch the dish and make the switch.
Anything's possible.
College is possible. Retirement is possible. Adventure is possible. And so is saving for it all with our Bank Ohana Savings Special. Earn an interest rate of 3.5% for the first 90 days when you deposit $25,000 from another bank into a Bank Ohana Bonus Rate Savings Plus account. Requires a Bank Ohana checking account with an opening deposit of $500. So make your savings goals possible.
Anything's possible.
Reach your possible with Bank of Hawaii.
Welcome back to Primetime. A 2-week spay and neuter clinic brought to the south could end up cutting short due to low turnout. Guam Animals in Need's Spay and Neuter Island Pets program is calling on the community to take advantage of its services at the Jeremy Newby Community Center in Talafofo as they look to ramp up SNP surgeries. Mitsuki Hirayama has more on how this operation aims to tackle the island's stray animal population.
Gain SNP Clinic is just getting started here in Talafofo, but the community program could wrap up and leave earlier than planned due to low signups.
So today is our first day, and we have about 20 animals that showed up for today when we had capacity to do at least double that.
Staff and volunteers brought the Jigo Clinic down to the south to make their services more accessible, but territorial veterinarian Dr. Mariana Turner says the 2-week program could be cut short to this Friday.
If there's only half the people showing up than what we expect, we're just going to try to consolidate as much as we can, do whoever comes in, and then we'll go back up to our regular operations at the Gain shelter next week, because those appointments always fill up.
She says spaying and neutering cats and dogs prevents unwanted litters who often end up on the streets and adding to the island's stray animal problem.
We know we have a really big stray and free roaming dog population, and they cause problems, especially right now. Kids are back in school, the bus stops, and we hear all the time the animal control officers, this is their busy season because school's back in session and those stray dogs are, chasing the kids going to school.
That public safety concern is a reality for Talafofo Mayor Vicente Taidagui.
We do get a call from dogs that are very aggressive, chasing kids going to school. So I'm glad that the SNP program is here to do the service, spay and neuter. So I'm encouraging people to come over and get involved and bring over your dogs here.
To make a dent on the population, Dr. Turner says they have to ramp up surgeries by some 2,000 more per year. This according to results for a survey done in February counting free-roaming cats and dogs that was recently released.
The main thing, as we talked about, several months ago, was I want to know what's the number of spay and neuter surgeries that we need to hit to actually have a impact on the population. So right now, we, between the SNP clinic and then also a private practice veterinarians, we do about 4,000 surgeries per year. To be able to make the difference, we need to hit 6,000 a year. So we need the community's support in what we're doing here. Get your animals in, encourage your neighbors.
Book your appointments at snipclinicguam.com. Surgeries are $50 and fully covered for SNAP and EBT recipients. Gain is also looking for volunteers. The stray animal problem will take a whole community approach to tackle, and you can help make a difference by taking advantage of the SNP clinic. For now, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama reporting in Talafofo for KUAM News.
Thanks, Suki. Well, the U.S. Air Force has pulled the plug on plans to station a dozen Republic of Singapore Air Force F-15 fighter jets at Andersen Air Force Base. In a record of decision released last week, the Air Force cited operational analysis, site surveys, environmental and economic factors, and military judgment in canceling the so-called, quote, bed down of the aircraft. The decision means roughly 200 Singaporean personnel and their families who were expected to relocate to Guam will no longer be coming. The plan, first announced in 2021 and projected to begin in 2029, called for new airfield pavement, a parking apron, fuel lines, and other upgrades. It's still unclear if those infrastructure projects will move forward despite the cancellation. A memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and Singapore Defense Departments for the training detachment had been in place since 2019. And over the weekend, the heart of the island's capital came alive as Sablans from near and far reunited, celebrating pride, love, and deep family ties in a gathering to remember. Here's more. Their branches may be many, but their roots are one.
This is what it's all about. It's all about family.
This past weekend, the Plaza de España in Hagatna was brimming with excitement as approximately 1,500 Klansmen gathered for a long-awaited Sablan family reunion. Victoria Cadahay-Rolon and Carol Haggard-Martinez are the chair and co-chair of the reunion committee.
Of course, this was supposed to have been on in 2020, but because of COVID, we put a hold to it. And there's so many challenges. We've lost so many Sablans and so many non-Sablans, of course. And then, of course, challenges in life. But we decided in first part of this year, or I'm sorry, last year, when, hey, we have to do it.
And they did, turning years of anticipation and hardship into a celebration overflowing with laughter, music, and long overdue embraces. For many Sablan family members like Antoinette Crisostomo and Speaker of the 38th Guam Legislature Frank Blas Jr., the day was filled with heartwarming surprises.
I met a lot of people that I didn't even know I was related to till now, because we hang out. So I'm like, hey, we're related. And it's like seeing all the family is just like, wow.
You know, just going around and meeting different people that, you know, you knew, I guess, in passing and stuff, and you might realize we're related.
Those moments of discovery when faces suddenly became family, leaving Rolon with a deep appreciation for the elders who have always carried the family tree in their hearts and memories.
Surprisingly, as large as Sablan is, I am just so amazed with how my mom can say, that's my niece, you know, and that's my nephew, and she knows the name. We're talking about hundreds of people. I'm like, Mom, how do you do this? So I know now.
It was an unforgettable event with special appearances by Johnny Sablan, Matua Sablan, and so many more. Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view of the Governor's Complex.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Get yourself ready for a trip through McDonald land. There's thick shaped volcanoes, you'll even find a French veg. Now just turn around and see if you won't find a hamburger patch as a handful of McDonald's and McDonald land.
Come get the new Mount McDonaldland shake when you order the McDonaldland meal.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Top trollers from around the region took to the waters over an island weekend under clear skies and calm seas, heading out to participate in the annual fishing derby honoring an island icon whose name commands respect and whose record-setting achievement from 1969 still stands.
Yeah, my grandfather, Greg DePerez, caught that big 1,153 pounder. The reason why that weight is so significant is because if any of the anglers today beat that record, then there's a $50,000 cash prize for that. All of the anglers throughout Micronesia, Asia, and the US who've joined throughout the years, thank you guys so much for making this thing possible. All the volunteers, it's just been amazing, man.
Many of the fishing community's older pescadores who used to fish with Greg took part, alongside with participants as young as 5. And even more special is that Greg's grandchildren organized and managed the event directly, proudly upholding their namesake and his legacy.
You know, I'm getting goosebumps now that you mentioned that, but totally, I mean, just seeing all the generations come together, that's what's really neat is we have anglers here who have actually fished alongside our grandfather, and then we have their children and their children's children. So it's really one of the main parts of the Greg DePerez Foundation's mission is to kind of like perpetuate and promote not only sustainable fishing, but the cultural practice.
Greg Perez's lasting impact is much more than just reeling in a huge marlin. His way is true sportsmanship and a life practice of responsibility for nature.
Unfortunately, no records shattered, but we have almost 100 boats that have registered this year. They're launching out of here, the Greg DePerez Marina in Hagåtña, and out of the Agate Marina. So, you know, the fishermen get to choose where they want to launch from, where they think they're going to get luckiest in their strikes.
It's a tradition that's been passed to the next generation of anglers.
So you've got fishing royalty basically like in your blood and everything like that. So you're naturally going to be good at fishing.
Yeah.
What have you learned about your great grandpa and how good he was?
I learned that I just know that he had a lot of practice on fishing and he liked fishing a lot. So like, he would go out like a lot and start just fishing.
But sports is always also fun, and another tradition of the Derby is always seeing what clever names the crews use for their boats when they put to sea.
We got a Fin and Tonic, which is pretty funny.
That's good.
Offshore Banker.
Good to have financial services and fishing.
Yeah, and Pescaholics. Wahooligan, that's a great name. Rod Bender. Bunch. There's too many to name actually.
I think I have to choose Serena 1, Serena 2, and a Serena 3.
Equally beautifully named.
My dad's boat. Thank you, Dad.
There you go. Go, Dad.
Go, Dad.
And keeping with Greg's philosophy, some trollers' catches were shared with community in mind.
One of the boats actually cut up their fish because it was kind of underweight. It didn't make the leaderboard. And so they donated some of the fish for kelaguen and sashimi to the Derby HQ for the volunteers that are working here today. A lot of them, if the fish is big enough, then they have their crew come and pick it up in a truck, take it home. You know, so it's cool to see what they're doing. They probably sell some to the co-op too. So that's nice so that the local people can actually have an opportunity to taste that fresh catch.
So after hosing down their boats, getting a hot shower, and some hearty laughs, the crew that brought in a monster 228.1-pound marlin won grand prize at the proper award ceremony. Nowhere near toppling Greg's 56-year record, but still impressive, and keeping his legendary spirit alive.
Teaching that respect for the ocean and maintaining that passion and tradition of the sport of fishing.
Go on a journey to discover true health and wellness. At the Medical City, we bring you expert care, cutting-edge treatments, and personalized wellness programs. From wellness checkups to relaxation retreats, nurture your well-being in a place of healing. Explore the Philippines. Experience the Medical City.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Now, for a limited time, get our largest pizza at our lowest price. Just $9.99 for our classic New York-style pizza. It's 30% larger than our large, and at only $9.99 for carryout. Don't wait. Order now at your Island Pizza Hut.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, One Love.
All right, I'm here with Shaq and Richard. Gentlemen, we are having a run for wishes for one of our very favorite charities. The Make-A-Wish Foundation for Guam and CNMI did an absolutely amazing job. So, Shaq, of course, it's going to be at the Leo Palace, a very challenging course.
Yeah, it's a very challenging course. We want to donate, we want to communicate in the community, part of the community to give also Leo Palace. We do everything we can do to be in the community and do something for kids in need. For me, bottom of my heart, it's all about kids and in needs and make wishes come true. And this run is for them. We want to collect as much as money possible for our Make-A-Wish Foundation for the children.
These dry fits are amazing, Shaq.
Yeah, so that's also part of it. So we want to make sure that there's a message out there, run for wishes. And I'm very proud and happy to work with Richard from GRC. And he's a big, big supporter. Not only he's a big runner, I'm too, but we want to do something for community. And I really appreciate what he's doing.
Okay, well, Richard, this is a very challenging course over there at Leo Palace.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
You're going to get runners of all calibers.
It is. We're expecting a lot of people, a lot of runners. It's a challenging course. The courses are 2K, 5K, 10K, and 13 miles. The 13 miles and the 10K are very challenging. And of course, if you notice down there, there's a big monetary price.
Yes.
For it being very difficult.
Okay, now is this going to be like around the lake? Is it around the residential part or like right around the gate?
So the 2K and the 5K will be around the residential area. The 10K will be around the residential area and then go in the old golf course where you have mud, hills, lakes, everything. And then the 12 miler is around, how you call it?
It leaves Leo Palace, and it goes out towards by the old landfill in front of the Agada Johnston out to Route 4, stays on Route 4 all the way up to Jonia, and you make a right turn into the Carabao Monument.
Yep.
And then you take a left, and it's down in Planta Road, and it goes back into Leo Palace.
And that's why they say Jonia rules.
That's why they say Jonia rules.
Very challenging course. So you know what? You get to help some very, very wonderful kids and their families, and you also get a great tour of Central Guam, too.
Absolutely.
All right, gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you. Thank
All
you
right,
so
hey,
much.
guys, come down here and register. It's super awesome.
Thank you.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, One Love. News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Better Together, Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas, and the Guam Army National Guard. Live here, serve here.
Okay, everybody, for News Bites tonight, there is a big meeting coming up if you are a fan of athletics. That's what they now call track and field, but the Guam Track and Field Association is doing amazing things with the sport. Remember, we won a bunch of medals in Palau at the Pacific Mini Games, and they're having their annual membership meeting and election. Please make sure to get involved with this because they are doing really, really good things at all levels. Youth sports, middle school, high school, all the way up to national team. The Tugati family, the Mandel family, the Kama family. You know, shout out to my guy Mason Kama. He's doing a really, really good job there. And Caitlin, too. She's amazing. All right. GWCC membership, I have been mentioning this repeatedly because it's worth noting that you are going to come away with some amazing things from truly amazing entrepreneurial women. So make sure to attend their membership meeting because for only $35 if you're already a member, $10 more if you plan on becoming a member, but we really want you to be a member, you will have networking opportunities, ideas, inspirations, connections. This stuff goes way beyond $35, so really, really good time. And really, really good people doing that. And grow your income. I told you about this last night, and we're mentioning this again because it's a lunch and learn opportunities. Gotta love the alliteration, all right? And protecting your assets and increasing your income, basically financial literacy, right? Knowing how to get money, what to do with it, how to make money work for you. Present, future value for those of us that took finance, all right? This is awesome stuff and good things being done by our friends at the Salvation Army Guam Corps. And good birthdays tonight. And that's next.
It is August 12th, everybody, so let's all say as one big island family, happy birthday. And we start off with Yukiko Toves. Your birthday shout-out says, and in all caps, by the way, and 3 exclamation points, so you know that is totally legit. Happy birthday to Ruru. We hope you had a great one today. Miss Gabriella Edwards, happy birthday to a true royal. Go ND. A 15-year-old Miss Gabriella, a true Southern girl. She lights up any classroom, field, or stage with her infectious smile and lifelong friendship and gives her all at anything she does. Everyone celebrates this proud Notre Dame sophomore today, and your family, friends, and teammates, and fellow actors, because she's in plays. So have a beautiful day, Ella, from an incredibly, incredibly proud mom. And Craig, we hope you have an absolutely beautiful day yourself, and happy birthday from Mom and Dad, and they please say, enjoy a wonderful Tuesday. And also, happy birthday to our baby Talon. We love you so much as your family, including your very, very proud Uncle Kobe, who also says, don't grow up too fast. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Talon, happy birthday from all of us over here at KUAM and Cold Stone Creamery. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
And that's your Primetime Show. Thanks for watching. I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Have a good evening.
Health, Home, and Lifestyle is brought to you by the Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
Hafa Guam, I'm Jason Salas, and on behalf of KUAM, and welcome to Health, Home, and Lifestyle, where we show you how to live a happy and healthy island life. Here's what we have for you this week, but wait. Before we get to our segments, we want to invite you to check out KUAM.com because August is National Eye Exam Month, and we have articles that will really, really show you how important it is for each of us to get our peepers checked. So make sure to check that out, and until then, here's what we have for you this week.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
We are not just co-workers on House to Home, which comes to you every Tuesday, everybody. We're not just colleagues. We're not just friends and everything. We're really a family. And so we're bringing back a member of our family and someone who we have not spoke to in quite a while, Carlos Camacho right now, who is out in Arizona at the moment.
That's correct.
Yeah. So Carlos, we're you got enough sunshine of your own and everything like that. The cactus and the desert and everything like that. You can have that. I like the beach.
Right now it's summertime, and boy, my wife is over there, and it's so hot. I go, that's why we don't stay there during summer.
But your connection to the island and your passion for service and to contribute to the real estate industry does continue, because last time we had you on, we were talking about mortgage credits. Unfortunately, fishing derby just passed this past weekend, so I'm all about fishing right now, but we didn't have as many bites as we thought we were going to. So that's what we're going to talk about today, right?
Yes. The program is called Mortgage Credit Certificate. That was a congressional act in 1984, and then in 2000 was introduced in Guam to get it implemented. Luckily, there was no sunset provision, so it's still active. But 26 years later, it has not been implemented. We tried when I was back here via GAR, we tried to push the momentum, but I guess it just never took the ride. And the beauty about the MCC, if applicable to Guam, it is applicable, but if implemented, everything that we're seeing in high costs, inflationary costs, what the MCC does, it provides a portion of their paid taxes. In Guam law 20 years ago, we're going to set aside $2,000 annually, which equates to $166 a month. May not sound a lot, but if you ever do if you inputs that and the debt ratio, last time we did it 20 some years ago, it provided a $40,000 to $50,000 purchasing power. Remember, that's 20 years ago. Today, again, we still have those middle working class families that can't afford the $650,000, $700,000 home. So
yeah, some people are complaining about $166 like per month is too low. I'll take that gladly. That
no, yeah, if you really, I can send you, Jason, a PowerPoint I put together when I did this with the GAR with Liz when she was well, we're still there, but it showed a purchasing power from household of 4 and how they improved it by 50,000. Of course, that's many, many years old. So today, I got to do the same exercise and check it out. But at the end of the day, I I just got back and I saw the same issues, and I just want to see what we need to do to get this program re-implemented, right? So, fortunately, about a week ago, it was Gar. Gar was there. I forgot. Gar was represented. Then we brought in Department of Revenue Tax because they play a role on this. And the great news is they were familiar of it. They're familiar of. They even got the forms for the family supply. So that was good. And number three, we brought in Guam Housing and GITA because they play a role based on the statute 26 years ago. So this was hosted by the chairman of LAN, Senator Tony Atta, to see what we can do to re-implement this program. So when we met, this was about a week ago, and again, we brought in the key stakeholders. Gar was there. And I apologize, I forget the name of the individuals because Liz, I think, was off island at that time. But
I mean, there are like 300 people in GAR, so no worries there. There's a lot of names and faces to remember.
I know, I have to try to remember, but
get set to ace the school year with Kmart's A+ deals for every grade. Crush the classroom with unbeatable deals on school supplies, plus tasty snacks and drinks that are perfect for packing lunches and powering through the school day. College bound? Get campus ready with dorm essentials like bedding, organizers, and cool touches to make it yours. Teachers score everyday discounts on classroom essentials to spark every student's success. Move to head of the class only at Kmart. Kmart, back to school, back to cool.
Sometimes parenting can be hard. What should I be doing? The Guam Early Learning Council includes partners who can provide you with early childhood services and supports. We are here to assist. For resources and information, simply call 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., excluding holidays. Early connection can change everything.
So what I did was, again, another program. At that time, it was called RECD, Rural Economic Community Development. I went to Bank of Hawaii and said, you guys do this in Hawaii. How come you're not doing it in Guam? Was, oh, nobody asked us. So I did the first 100% financing. At that time, we were capped at 140, right? I ran the ad, and again, for old joke matter on the side, I remember when it wasn't called GAR those days. It was, I forget, it was down at Wendy's in Agana when the real estate team used to meet.
The meetings, yeah.
They invited me there because they were saying, Carlos, you're falsifying your ad. I'm not going to mention names. I said, oh, I'm falsifying my ad. He goes, there's no such thing as 100%. I said, well, let's see. But so then I said, and I jokingly, just to break the ice in that one meeting, all the old time boys there, I said, how many of you watch late night TV? And they all raised their hand. He goes, okay, I forgot the guy's name, but the one who do 100% financing, go buy their book and learn it. And they got mad at me because I was joking. But, I told them the program. And today, that's one of the programs that was available now. And then in 2000, the U.S. Census, USDA was not able to go around Guam because Guam was considered one whole census designated place. I participated again and broke down CDPs. It's called Census Designated Tract. And that's why Guam has 19 CDPs, right? So in the village of Deredo, now we broke it into CDPs. So USA can finance projects within those CDPs. Sorry, those are just acronyms, but that's the history that I played way back.
Well, for one acronym, there is a acronym that I know we've used colloquially. It's PDQ, and we would hope that if this program does finally come to pass, it would be passed pretty damn quick.
I hope so, because every legislature always talks about what do we do for affordable housing, amend the QC law so we can give a break, but it's not the QC. The QC benefits the contractor. It's the homeowner with their buying power that we got to figure out. And hopefully, MCC is the because again, I didn't finish this one off, but Guam gets an allocation under the private activity bond. And in this meeting, I shocked the GITA guys. I said, "You guys know you guys got 300 million set aside for this program, right?" They go, "How did you know that?" I go, "Very easy. Just check your IRS allocation." But anyways, I'm glad they all showed up. I'm glad Senator Ada played a role to put everybody in, and I want to make sure that everybody plays a role on a positive momentum, right? I mean, because I don't manage GITA, I don't manage Guam Housing, I don't manage DRT. But the great news, GAR was there, and we were there from the private side, trying to figure out how we could get it re-implemented. And that bill is 20-some years old. So I'm assuming when we finally adopt the rules and regs, we're probably gonna modify the 20-year-old law that's old, and I'll play a role in that one. But even GAR, that's why I asked if GAR can be invited, and so that way it's just not me by myself. You know what I mean? Coming in. So I want to make sure everybody plays a role.
Thank you for your efforts, Carlos, because the knowledge you have regarding the federal programs, I think to some degree you even have to educate the government entities on what's available. So I applaud you and thank you for all your efforts.
And you did actually shine the light on something. And like we're not dunking on our friends over at GovGuam by any means, but you said leadership at the various agencies and commissions has changed, and like when people have moved on or new people have come in, legislatures have changed, even Adelup has changed out. You've been doing this yourself for a very, very long time, so there is a lot of value in the institutional knowledge that you bring to the table.
Well, I'll give you one case study example. If you're familiar with Lara Estates in Deredo, how the government wanted to become a developer, which is okay. Government wanted to do it. They spend $10 million to put in the road, curb, and gutter. And then they floated a $50 million mortgage revenue bond. Same players, right? But they didn't understand the back-end debt ratio, targeting that low income. Nobody qualified. So that became a concrete jungle. 20 years later, they settled the lawsuit with the contractor because they owed him a lot of money. And I went in, I said, I could fix this. They said, so when I went to the legislature again, I said, you guys tried it 20 years ago and it's a concrete jungle now. So all I did was amend one portion of the law. Today, if you're ever going up to Lada, it is fully built and everybody lives in there now.
Yeah, they got their own store, they have their own
everything
center. Yeah. It's like a village within a village. Exactly.
But see, it takes a creative program. And at that time, that property was given to as a settlement in the private. That's how we get involved. Because if it's government, it's probably going to be a lot of bureaucratic red tape. Not to blame any government, but they got so much procurement issues and all that kind of stuff.
Don't worry. If you ever want to hold the government accountable, we have Gina. So
now, Jason, everyone's holding them accountable. It's called elections.
Well, speaking of things that may be a catalyst for great change happening, next year is an election year for what it's worth. So there's that.
Well, I'll be amazed to see everybody's. There's so many people running for governor. I want to see their housing platform, because I always tell people, who you for? I go, I'm not for anybody, because no matter who is up there, R, D, or I, they're going to need a housing solution anyway, so they can't turn me down.
Well, there you go.
I'm just joking.
That's right, but it's true. It's absolutely
well, Carlos, thank you very much for your insight, and please keep on keeping on, man, as they say.
I got a lot of stuff on my sleeve. Liz was going to make me announce it, but I'm keeping that tight till we'll do that in the next show, but not now until I get it going.
You know what? Speaking of your sleeve, you're welcome back on this show anytime you want to. You know that, Carlos. And sit back for a moment, because I want to say, speaking of your sleeve, you have a really, really nice island print shirt. Wear that shirt the next time you come on the show.
Okay, all right.
That's a nice one. Okay, Carlos, thank you.
Thanks,
Jason,
Carla.
All right,
Tina, Liz, thank you guys.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place. This crispy chicken's from a taco place? Hey, this crispy chicken's from Taco Bell? The taco place? This chicken is so perfectly crispy with tortilla chip coating. It's from a taco place. What? It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Hop a day. I'm Claire Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. Today we celebrate International Youth Day, August 12th. This is a day each year we celebrate and acknowledge the energy, the creativity, and the promise of our youth around the world. This year I wanted to highlight and focus something essential which fuels that potential: the youth's health and wellness. When young people are healthy in body, mind, and spirit, they have the power to change the world. If you think back to your childhood, teenage, and young adult years, I'm sure you can see in retrospect just how formative those years were and how they served as a foundation for the years to follow. Those years were all about building habits, setting goals, setting the foundation, and shaping the person you would eventually grow and transform into. Physical health lays the basis for preventing illness, creating good habits, and staying strong physically. Mental health supports your confidence, focus, and relationships, and remaining strong mentally. Emotional and social wellness builds resilience and the ability to connect meaningful relationships with others. Think of your health as the battery that powers your ambitions. If it's charged, you can run faster, think clearer, and live fuller. But let's be honest, maintaining health today can be a challenge. Fast food is easier and more convenient than preparing your own nutritious, balanced meal at home. Social media can greatly impact self-esteem and mental emotional health. Devices can keep us from getting enough physical activity, engaging socially face-to-face with others, and even getting adequate sleep. Stress from school, from work, and life overall can feel overwhelming. These challenges are real, but they are not impossible to overcome. The power to build a healthier lifestyle is still in your hands. Here are 5 practical ways to thrive. Number 1, move every day. It does not have to be going to the gym. You could walk outside, go for a jog, dance on your own at home, play sports, go swimming in the ocean. Just keep your body active for at least 30 minutes a day. Number 2, eat for energy. Fuel your body with fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and water. Food is not just calories, it is information for your cells. We make it a point to fuel our cars with the highest quality gas, so why not fuel our bodies as well with the highest quality foods? Number 3, prioritize mental health. Talk about your feelings, practice mindfulness, and ask for help when you need it. Mental health is just as important as your physical health. Number 4, rest well. Get adequate sleep for at least 7 to 9 hours. Rest is not laziness. It is necessary time that allows the body to repair and the brain to recharge. Number 5, surround yourself with support. Spend time with people who inspire, uplift, and encourage you to grow. You have the choice as to where and with whom to share your time and energy with, so choose wisely. These habits don't just improve your health, they build the confidence and sustain the energy you need to create the future you want. International Youth Day is more than a celebration. It is a reminder that the world needs your strength, your creativity. The world needs you. And to give your best to the world, you must start by giving the best to yourself. Remember, your health is your greatest wealth. Your wellness is your greatest gift. The choices you make today shape your tomorrow. Let's commit, starting today, to make our health and wellness a priority so we can live not just longer, but better, stronger, and happier. Thank you so much for joining me. Here's to a healthier, brighter future for our youth and our world. I'll see you next time on your Weekly Renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Health Check is brought to you locally by Island Cancer Center.
Half a day, everybody, for Health Check this week. I am at IHP right across the street from our Harmon Studios, and I have here Dr. Leah. She is a pediatrician. She's been on Guam since February, and she has made it her life's work to make you as very healthy and happy as you can be as we head back to school. So, Dr. Leah, thanks for joining me. Half a day.
Thank you for having me. Half a day to you, too.
Okay, and you can't see this right now, but her shoes are really awesome. She's got running shoes, which absolutely match her scrubs, and they're incredible.
I try.
Yeah. Okay. And as a pediatrician, it is your job to provide not only health advice and proper health care to young ones and everything like that, but to put them at ease. And definitely when we go back to school and everything like that, it's a very stressful time. There's a lot of positive anxiety, a lot of like nervousness. So what are you seeing as far as what kids are asking when they go back to school?
Yeah. So back to school exams are very important to ensure that kids are ready and prepared mentally and physically for the upcoming school year.
Now, doctor's exams, not the exams you have at the end of the quarter. You'll get to that like pretty soon enough, yeah.
Yes,
but those exams are equally important.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So what are you looking at as far as giving kids like a proper workup when they head back to school? And as a pediatrician, you actually deal with patients all the way through college age.
Yes, typically do. Yes. So. In addition to scheduling their physical exam, we also make sure that they're up to date with their vaccinations. So it's recommended when they come in for their back to school exam to bring their records with them so we can ensure that they're up to date and give them any necessary vaccines if needed, because these are required for school entry.
And of course, when you go back to school, you're dealing with possibly being among thousands of your peers in addition to like adults and everything like that.
Yes.
Infectious disease is just going to like go around the typical colds, flus, and everything like that.
Right.
So what types of vaccinations should parents be aware of?
Yes. So particularly in the upcoming flu season, we're thinking about getting flu vaccine. Flu season typically starts about a month or so after school begins here. We anticipate having the vaccines available sometime between the middle to end of September. And it's always recommended to have your child vaccinated for the flu annually.
And as a new Guamanian, you're probably really enjoying our rainy season right now as a physician, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Are you seeing an uptake in the number of like young ones who come in for common colds?
Yeah, they will. We're starting to get into that season now, but anticipate having more of those in the next few months as school begins, when kids are a lot in closer quarters, being back in classrooms again, and participating in other athletics.
Right on. Okay, so elementary school, middle school, high school. What should parents know about when is the optimal time to make an appointment? Because you've got school supplies, uniforms, like the whole thing to worry about.
Right. So as best as you can, it's always encouraged to come early and to ensure that your child is safe and healthy and able to participate not only in extracurriculars but also in sports too. So preparing them to as early as possible to ensure there's no delays for them getting enrolled in school and also to participate in other activities.
Very well. Okay, so what if a young patient, Dr. Lee, is missing some of the vaccines? Because that's just it happens, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So can they catch up?
Yes, they can. Yes, and we're able at IHP we're able to provide vaccinations during their visit when they schedule
Okay, and how long are those good for? And do they have to disclose to their school nurse or to the administration? It's like, hey, I just got da 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 da, or is that kind of like a HIPAA thing?
Well, we for most schools they do require vaccines, so it is important to have these vaccines and documented, and this information will be provided to the school
Very
for
nice.
those cases.
Okay. Flu shots. We always got to talk about that. It's a seasonal thing. The flu continues to evolve. Of course, everybody's familiar with COVID, and as we now go back to school, there are still kids that dealt with the COVID years. So when it comes to flu shots, are they absolutely required before school starts?
It's recommended. They're not a requirement per se for school, but it is recommended for all. For everyone, really, to have their annual flu vaccine to make sure they're protected from the flu.
And is the flu vaccine, is that the same one that adults would get and the elderly would get and newborns would get? Is it across the board, the flu vaccine is the flu vaccine?
Yes, it is.
Okay, very nice. Okay, now let's talk about the ones that are going to college. What do our undergrads have to worry about?
Well,
a whole lot, but
yes.
as far as getting ready for college.
Yes, so they also are recommended to have a physical exam before coming into college, in addition to bringing their vaccine records as well to make sure they're up to date. Some colleges require other specific documentation, so we usually just recommend that they either call the school directly or look on their website to make sure they don't have any additional documentation that's necessary before starting college. And anything that they do come across, it's important that they bring that to their visit to as early as possible before going to school so there's no delays.
Yeah, I'm just realizing, Doc, with all of the public schools, private schools, you've got the Dodea School and UOG and the Guam Community College and everything, you got a lot on your plate.
Yes, it is. It's very busy, but it's also a lot of fun to get everyone ready for the school year.
Oh, there you go. Okay, now what do parents know? Because we can't keep everybody from getting sick. I mean, you want to take your vitamins, you want to exercise, get your rest, keep your stress down and everything so you can be as healthy as possible. This is the expert right now. Why listen to me on this stuff? But what can parents do to keep their kids from getting sick? What can they do to control what they can control?
Yeah. So in general, hand hygiene is really important. So I always encourage parents to tell their kids to frequently wash their hands, cover their mouths when they're coughing or sneezing, and to not share personal items or drinks to prevent a spread of illness. Also, typically during the peak flu and cold season, wearing a mask may also be helpful to prevent spread of viruses and other illnesses.
Masks still work. That thing has not gone away, everybody, and it's absolutely preventable. Yeah, very, very effective and everything. Okay, what should a child stay home at school for? If they can say, oh, I've got a little bit of a cough, but not a fever. I've got a little bit of a tummy ache, but I'm not, I'm not nauseous. Yeah.
Right. It's important that they stay home if they have a fever, which is 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit and higher is considered a fever. So all kids, regardless of what other illnesses they have, should stay home until they have no